Welcome to the Positive Pants Podcast. Mindset, motivation and inspiration to help you find your positive pants. It's time to let go of negative thinking, understand why you do what you do and stop the self-sabotage with your host, Fran Excel.
Welcome to the show. As always, it's Fran Excel, your resident subconscious success mentor, helping you find your very own pair of positive pants so you can get out of your own way and live a life that you love. If you want to stop self-sabotaging your own success and let go of the stress, then you are in the right place, my friend. Make sure you download your free Stressed to Success guided meditation at bit.ly/stress to success as my little gift to you just for being here. Please do subscribe, share and review. It really, really helps people that need to hear this message find us, and I so appreciate it. In the show notes, you'll also find details of how you can work with me and where you can get your mitts on my meditations, products, printables, programs. You can find it through the link in my bio on Instagram, which is my favorite place to hang out. So please do come join me over there at I'm Fran Excel. Tag me in your takeaways, slide into my DMs. I'm here for it. So that's the formalities over, my love. So let's jump to the content. It's really hard to sustain something that's not you. So what do I mean? I mean when you're trying to run a business, be in any kind of relationship or friendship, at work, whatever it might be, when you're trying to do that and not really be yourself, and then wondering why it feels hard or like it's not working. I was giving a talk in a big group of hypnotherapists last week around overcoming the fear of visibility in your business. And I said something that I kind of take for granted, but really, really hit home with the people on the call. And it was something that they felt that they really needed to hear. So I was talking about how important it is to really be yourself. I mean, really authentically you. So everything matches. Everything is congruent. You know, that the you that people meet in real life matches your online you and your brand. But it was also about where you hang out online. That's authentically you too. If you're trying to build a community on Facebook when actually you can't stand Facebook, it's never going to feel right for you. It's incongruent. But you can also apply this if you're in a job at the same time. If you pretend to be something you're not, you'll always get caught out eventually. People sense it, right? We have something called neuroception, which is literally our neural circuitry determining unconsciously if something or someone is safe and to be trusted, or dangerous or not to be trusted. We're literally scanning for this. We have the anterior cingulate cortex, which scans your environment for what we call errors, inconsistencies, where somebody doesn't quite match up, where you feel like there's something a little bit off. You know how you feel it? People will unconsciously feel that you're not being yourself, and it will generate a threat response in their brain. So it's worth figuring this stuff out, right? And figuring out how to be more you. Because the more you try to push something that feels incongruent, the harder your business will feel and the slower it will grow. So what does that actually look like in real terms? It's about learning to be comfortable in your own skin. Softly, softly catch your monkey, as I always say. It's always about titration, little and often. How can you dip your toe in the water of allowing yourself to be yourself? Yes, this is absolutely something you can learn and practice. So creating a community, products and services where you feel totally okay to be yourself is really important. Yeah, based with you at the heart of things. This is why everything I set up is around the human being in front of me, right? My one-to-one sessions, people are like, what's the exact structure that you follow? And it's like, it really does depend on what you're going to come to me with. Yeah. And then same with the mentorship. We have business owners in there and they're so individual, and you have to build your business around you as an individual and who you are and being okay to be yourself. Yeah. As an example, I'm a bit of a goof. I'm a big kid at heart. My outfit of choice is dungarees most of the time. My songs of choice are Disney most of the time, or 90s hits. I'm certifiably obsessed with dogs, and I really don't take myself too seriously, even though I talk about serious things. You'll often hear me saying, like, I make a heavy subject feel a little lighter. right? But I let that part of my personality come out and play. But make no bones about it, I really had to learn to like myself and be comfortable in my own skin first. And that starts by really living your values. Because when you live to your values, you know, being authentically you doesn't mean that you have to share everything. But when you're living by your values, you have no choice really but to be the kind of person that you admire. So you naturally start to like yourself more. Yeah. But you don't have to share everything. This is not what that means in terms of like what you share online, etc., etc. I see people fall into that trap so often. You get to keep some things to yourself. As an example, my other half is never really on my stories or my Instagram or anything like that. He's a hugely private person and he hates social media. So it's out of respect for him. But I might talk about him or mention him so people know he exists. But that's as far as I take it. You know, it's also important to be able to feel like you can be present with people in your life, because if you're trying to show, if you feel like you have to show every single tiny piece of your life, that's going to feel heavy after a while. Some people it's really natural. Most people it's not. But as an example about presence, the other night we did a movie night. And this is something we started doing during COVID when Amazon Prime started putting cinema releases up to rent for, have to say, silly amounts of money, but still less than you would pay in the cinema. So movie night is when I go get bratwurst hot dogs, crispy onions, popcorn, chocolate. We shut the curtains, turn the lights out and watch this cinema release. And the other night, that was Batman. The Batman. It was good. It was good. I liked it. It was enjoyable. I wasn't sure about Arpats as a Batman, but it kind of worked. Now, what is my point? It could have been really good content for my stories. Like, that's quite a fun thing to do, right? I could have shot everything. It would have been a great little insight into my private life and my audience. That's totally cool. And sometimes I'll do that when it feels good and when it feels right. But I was also really enjoying being present. And I wanted to be in that moment. And to be present often means not putting every little detail of your evening or your life on social media. So please take this as your permission slip to make that judgment call yourself with no judgment. Share what you want to share and hold on to the things that are precious. It's your life and you get to do that. But if you didn't notice, I've still managed to turn that evening into content, just in a completely different way. And that allows me to do both, right? Winner. Really, this is where the inner work comes in. You have to, at a minimum, be comfortable in your own skin, comfortable being yourself, comfortable with who you are as a person. And this can take work. I often talk about how and who I used to be. I used to be someone who really didn't like themselves all that much. Someone with incredibly low self-esteem and high functioning anxiety, and by a long way, the most negative person in the room. Like, I knew I was kind, generous, loyal, but these were traits that were all about how I treated other people, right? So when I had to think about something I just liked about my personality, I really couldn't have offered you much. And I was worse about the way I looked. So someone with that low self-esteem and those thoughts going on is really going to struggle with running a business if you're the face of it, if you're the brand, right? That person's really going to struggle sharing themselves because they don't think themselves is okay or good enough or lovable or likable. That's what you have to work on. So you've got a few choices in that situation. One is start a business that doesn't require you to be in it. For example, like a product-based business or a subscription box where you don't really have to show your face. Or you can just not have a business. Or you can work on your self-esteem, your confidence, and learning to really allow yourself to be yourself. So it's not something that holds you back ever again. Some are easier routes than others, sure. There is no judgment to be made over your choice, but I really hope for the sake of your dreams and the sake of yourself, you choose to do the work. And obviously that can be with me, that can be in my membership in the Positive Pants Toolkit, that can be with your business in the mentorship where we teach a lot of this stuff, that could be one-to-one, it could be with somebody else. Okay, but it's really, really hard to sustain anything that's not who you are, if it's not in line with your values or who you want to be. So if you feel like you're doing things that are fundamentally not something you enjoy doing, Of course, there's going to be things in your business that you don't love doing, like taxes, but these are things that can eventually be outsourced, right? What I'm talking about in this instance is trying to build a business on a platform that you don't enjoy being on yourself, okay? Think about that. Where are you? Who are you? Those are the two big things that I really want you to take from this episode and have a little journal around. Have a think. Where are you feeling uncomfortable to show up as you? Self-sabotage is going to plague you every step of the way if you're not being you. And you're amazing. So go do the thing and go get him, Tiger. So if you got value from this and you know in your gut that now is the time to step up and start rewiring your thinking and start changing things for yourself, then join the Positive Pants Toolkit app and community so you can work out what needs to happen to get you from where you're at right now to the action-taking success you know you can be. And if you want my eyes and ears on your problems, then I work with people one-on-one and through my programs. You can find all the details to join the toolkit or book in a call in the show notes, the link in my bio on Instagram, and on my website, franexcel.com. So stop waiting for if and when and choose to change things now because you can. I'm here to believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. And as always, I hope you found this helpful and I'll see you next week. Bye.